Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. Hello.
Good.
Hi, Lambert.
Yeah.
I see Thomas, I see Alfonso, my friend.
Great.
Yep.
And Fred probably is coming.
Yeah. So, Isi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm very curious to see what is going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Let me see. Yes, so you see, this is joining in now.
Mhm.
Yes, you see already.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Wherever you're calling from, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. So if you can hear me, just leave a message in the chat room so that I know that I'm not speaking to myself. Hi, Taiwo. Hi, Henry. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Manuel, Imana, Oime. I see some of you are waving. That's good. Hi. Hello, Hamid. Hi, Jennifer. Hello, Ibrahim. There's still more of you, so please, I'd just like to call out your names. Hi, Imanshu. Hello, Yabo. Welcome, Lekon. Welcome, Ukegbu. Hi, Andrew. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Patrick. Good to have you all here. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Godfrey. Welcome. Good evening. Okay. So officially, this is the first PMI Nigeria chapter meeting. So for surviving 2020, can you all please put your hands together for yourselves? Like I need to see you all clapping. Don't worry, I'll turn on my video very briefly. All right. Yeah, and Happy New Year. Hi, Tavengwa from Zimbabwe. Welcome, welcome. So Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year. Here's wishing you a terrific 2021. So could you just wish every other person a Happy New Year as well? As much as the virtual events, we also want it to be quite interactive. And I need to see, so if your videos are turned on, I need to see your smiling faces, please. I'm surprised nobody has harassed me to turn on my video. That's good. Okay, great. All right. So welcome to the first PMI Nigeria chapter meeting. My name is EC and I'm the chapter manager for PMI Nigeria. This is the first time that we'll be having this kind of event. And today's event is called Point Blanc with PMI Fellows Initiative. We have, it's my very great pleasure. We have about 4 PMI Fellows in the house and we'll be learning from them. So I'm just going to read their profiles. I'd just like to let you know that these profiles are long, so please be patient. I will try and be done. Hello. Oh, I think I'm off. Okay, can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. All right, send myself back. Sorry about that. So this is the first time we'll be having this kind of event, and this is called Point Blanc with PMI Fellows Initiative. We'll be sharing the evening with some PMI Fellows with us. All right, so I'll be starting with the first panelist. And his name is Fred. Frederick Arnold joined PMI in 1978 and became a founding member of PMI Pittsburgh chapter. For the past 40 years, he has held PMI leadership positions and earned several recognitions for his activities in advancing PMI and the global project management profession. Some of his leadership roles include being a chapter president, project manager for the PMI Global Annual Seminar, elected multi-term member director of the Global PMI Board of Directors, served on boards, several performance oversight committees, and the board's special assignments. Fred has earned the PMI Distinguished Contribution Award and Fellow Award. He has formerly represented PMI to both private sector and government organizations in North America and Asia. He has attended and interacted with PMI Global Volunteer Leaders on numerous occasions in North America, EMEA, and Asia. He's earned a BA Economics from Ginevri College and received supplemental education in project controls, management science and forecasting, project management and utility regulation from other renowned universities in the US. He has extensive professional credentials and expertise in applied project program management, operations, and technical services management with an emphasis on technology-driven solutions and services spanning over 44 years, from direct experience in the management of complex technology-based projects to the organization's strategic planning and tactical operations. Amid other of his profit center leadership feats, in 2004, Fred started consulting to the US Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense on large IT programs as co-founder of Arnold and Associates. More recently, he's been an annual guest speaker at Ginevri College for students enrolled in project management coursework and delivered an invited presentation to the Syracuse University's Institute for Veterans and Military Families Onward to Opportunity Program for US. He currently leads PMI's volunteer support to a local economically distressed community, provides project management support by the local PMI chapter for the development of a children's museum, and is active in the local PMI chapter's mentoring program. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together virtually for Frederick Arnold. Frederick, please could you just wave so they see that you're here in the house? Where are you? Okay, great, great. I see the virtual claps. We need more of them. Please put your hands together again.
Not to worry.
Remember, I told you all that the profiles are long. they're not young men, so you don't expect the profiles to be short. If it was like my profile, I'm sure that'd be one paragraph. So please, so please expect the long profiles. Alrighty. So the second PMI fellow is Alfonso Bucero. He's the founder and managing partner of Bucero PM Consulting. He managed IIL Spain for almost 2 years, and he was a senior project manager at Hewlett-Packard Spain for 13 years. He's a member of ALI. It's an association for engineers in Italy. Alfonso was the founder, sponsor, and president of PMI Barcelona Spain chapter until April 2005, and is an IPMA assessor. He was a member of the COPACT, which means Congress Project Action Team of PMI EMEA 2005 Congress in Edinburgh, 2006 PMI EMEA Congress in Madrid, and PMI EMEA Congress in Budapest. He is a graduate of the Leadership Institute Masterclass 2007. He was the second president of PMI Madrid Spain chapter. He was a PMI component mentor for Region 8 South during 3 years, and a PMI EF Engagement Committee member. He received the 2010 PMI Distinguished Contribution Award. Alfonso also received the PMI Fellow Award in 2011 and the PMI Eric Jeanette Excellence Award in 2017. Alfonso has a computer science engineering degree from, it's an Italian word, so I just say from a university in
Thanks.
Italy. And a master's in science in project management from another Italian university. And now he's working on his PhD in project management at the ISM University in Lithuania. He has 35 years of practical experience and 29 of them in project management worldwide. He has managed and consulted projects in different countries along Europe. Since 1994, he's been a frequent speaker at international PM congresses and symposiums. Alfonso has delivered project management training and consulting services in Spain, Mexico, UK, Belgium, Germany, France, Denmark, Costa Rica, Brazil, USA, and Singapore. As a project management believer, he defends that passion, persistence, and patience are keys for project success. Alfonso has authored quite a number of books, as well as published several articles at national and international PM magazines. He has been a contributing editor of PM Network for 6 years, and he published the Project Management Institute. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Alfonso Bucero. Thank you all. Okay, and then the last profile is Walter Ginevri. Walter is a celebrated multiple PMI certification holder with up to 7 assorted certifications to his accolades. Having experienced many forms of volunteering, both at the local and global level, Walter decided to devote himself more and more to give back as a seasoned project manager. This is because Walter is convinced that this is the best way to provide his experience and competence gleaned over almost 40 years of collaborations with private and public companies. Building a bridge between project economy and education, supporting youth in 7 nonprofits, mentoring next gen PMs, this is where he plans to spend his best energies. Walter considers the Project Management Institute and its educational foundation as a second family, and thanks to them as he progressively matured this choice. During Walter's professional life, he had the good fortune to stand on the shoulders of giants, and he thanks their inspiring leadership. Walter has been learning to embrace project complexity and adopt this mantra, never say you can't. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for Walter Ginevri. I only see 4 people clapping. Please put your hands together again. Alrighty, and I'm gonna leave you in the hands of, some of you may know when I say Mazi, you know who I'm referring to. For those of you who do not know, The moderator of this panel discussion is our very own Dr. Lambert of Fuego, and he's the immediate past president of PMI Nigeria chapter. Hands together for Dr. Lambito.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Okay, then. Thank you all. And so have a good time. Bye. Oh,
Yeah.
not bye. I'm still around.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, EC, for doing a very good introduction. And by design, we have another fellow in the house, which, because he is not part of the panelists today, but is at the background in the name and style of Thomas Wallenter. He has been on the global board of PMI. So he is the architect behind this program, Point Blanc with PMI Fellows. So you are most welcome, Thomas Wallenter.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Point Blanc with PMI Fellows is an initiative whereby I discussed with Walter to bring PMI Fellows to your doorsteps. The reason being that for so long, we hear about fellows as if they are spirits. And of course, PMI is a global organization. So we need to interact with them so that this wealth of experience that they have over the years will be beneficial to us in one way or the other. So that's how it started. And because this is the first, we brainstorm with the few fellows we can get around. And we just decided to coin this particular edition, starting with Nigeria, PMI Nigeria chapter, on how to become a PMI fellow. I want to make this clear that whether you aspire to be a fellow or not, there is a lot and a lot and a lot to learn from PMI fellows in the house. So the format today is that is for discussion and questions. There's no PowerPoint presentation. As we go along, we are bringing to you PMI fellows, so feel free to ask questions. More especially, for this edition is guided towards how to become a PMI fellow. There may be other offshoot questions that may lead to other things, but we'll get there. So to keep the discussion going on, before we start getting questions from the audience, I will throw the first one. And that first one is, what is the PMI Fellow Award? What does it mean for you? Who do I direct it to now? I like the name Walter.
Oh, I'm the lucky man that must start and open the discussion. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So what is the PMI Fellow Award, and what does it mean for you?
Yeah, the PMI Fellow Award is defined as the most prestigious award recognized by the PMI. And this recognition is based upon the contribution that a project management professional has provided in long period of time, at least for a minimum of 10 years. There is a standard process for the nomination of the PMI fellow, and everything is well described in the PMI website. So I don't think that the attendees need some details about that, because it's a very clear sequence of actions to do. What can I say? What with regard to my perception, what the PMI fellow means for me. Without any doubt, it represents the highest point and the most exciting moment of my professional life. I spent more than 10 years as a volunteer for the PMI Northern Italy chapter, and I have had many satisfactions in this role, both as vice president and president. But I can say that the satisfaction of being recognized as a PMI fellow is something unique, and I think that is unique for some reasons. The first reason is that, in my opinion, is the demonstration that PMI is really a unique community, a unique professional community, in which everything you do at the local level can be exploited and capitalized at global level. So you are really part of a global community. And so this is something.
Walter,
No, we cannot hear
your
you.
audio went out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a network issue. While we wait for him to come back, without wasting any time, Fred, you may still wish to give your perspective on what is PMI Fellow Award and what does it mean for you?
The PMI Fellow Award is something that, to me, when you're told that you're being nominated, is a complete surprise. Of the PMI Fellows that I have met, which is most of them, nobody volunteers for this award. Nobody goes out and say, this is what I want to be. What it is a recognition acknowledged by PMI for your long-term, as Walter said, your long-term commitment to two things. It's a commitment to the institution, the PMI Institute, and it's also a commitment to the profession. And it's what have you done to demonstrate your involvement. To me, it was exceptionally humbling. I mean, I look at even today, I mean, Alfonso, Walter, Thomas, I mean, these guys are the real thing. These are the guys that know. I'm the dumbest guy in the room. Yeah, I've worked my tail off and I've achieved certain things, but when you look at the award of PMI Fellow, it is the people who have dedicated their efforts to the advancement of the organization in a sustained and continuous manner, and dedicated their efforts to improve the profession. Whether we're talking about our fellow workers, whether we're talking about working with governments, whether we're talking about a big thing now, and Walter very much, and Alfonso very much, working with children. How do we prepare the next generations? What it meant to me was I was exposed much more deeply to very accomplished individuals. I was fortunate back in 1978 to meet Dr. David Cleland. He and I and about 6 others started a local PMI chapter, and David was a tremendous asset for me. Knowledge and experience, and then his introductions to other people. And truthfully, through that, what did it mean to me? It meant that I learned how to do things better. It meant that I saw where others were sharing. And then you come to the recognition that if people were doing that for you, it's your obligation to help other people. People, be it, just juniors starting out, people would just need help. That's what being a PMI fellow is. It's helping others, and it's continuous. It doesn't end. You don't like roll up and go back into a cave and say, oh, look at what I did a long time ago. No, it's what you continue to do. And it's something that you are exceptionally proud of. and it is very, very beneficial, and it's beneficial to other people. And I will tell you, it's beneficial to you individually. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alfonso, would you want to chip in something on this?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Thank you very much. Well, I was called many times a passionate guy because, my typical 3 Ps, passion, persistence, and patience. And it is one of the things that I have practiced during my whole life. So I fully agree with my colleagues, Fred and Walter, that, for instance, in terms of recognition, is the highest recognition that an international association, professional association is giving us. So it's an honor for me. So my feeling is I am honored to be a PMO fellow, but I'm also honored to be a project manager because I think I really believe in my profession. So the message that I would like to share with all the audience is that ask yourself, do you really believe in project management? Do you think that you are a good project manager, or perhaps you may improve? So this is one of the things, one of the questions that came to my mind many times. Okay, and I was surprised, like Fred said, being nominated as a PMI fellow, because I discovered the profession in the early 80s, 1980s, as a junior PM, working that time for Digital Equipment Corporation, a multinational firm. And well, my feeling was, okay, well, I wanted to discover anybody else that is able to practice project management in Spain. And it was taking a long time for me to discover the right people and, the people focused on project management. But finally, in the 90s, I discovered, and I helped them to start up the first chapter. So like Fred said, commitment and dedication and passion to do that is very, very important. So this is one of the things that the people need to know, is that is just recognize your efforts. And we all, all the fellows, I have met most of them during several years, and it's the same thing that has been shared, is, commitment, dedication, and, I really believe, for instance, that we have a purpose in life, okay? So my purpose is just to help people, okay? Learning and helping people. So the thing is just if being humble, the little things the little experiences that I have lived in project management, I am obliged, like Fred said, to share with the rest of the people, to communicate to the other that this is important, that organizations need us. For instance, Nigeria needs better and better project managers, okay? So first of all is being a better project manager, being able to contribute, being able to add value to the society, being able to help people, being able to stop bad things in every country, and so on. So I would like to summarize like recognition, commitment, and enthusiasm, and honor, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfonso. For your information, Alfonso has been to Nigeria years back. I remember meeting him at a hotel in one of our events. That was years back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's by the way. Like I said earlier, the essence of this program is to bring PMI fellows to your doorstep. Feel free, check their names out in LinkedIn, and feel free to contact them for consulting opportunities, for mentoring, for anything, and you can jolly well hear them that they are willing to help, whatever it is. And of course, PMI, being a PMI fellow is not a joke. It doesn't just come by. So it's an honor, concerted efforts, and revered some kind of recognition. So yes, Thomas Wallenter has shared his LinkedIn profile in the chat room. So other PMI fellows, please feel free to share. And the audience, I urge you to check them out, engage them in any way and manner professionally. So the second question I will ask is to PMI fellows, of course. How did you become a PMI fellow? Because I know it's not a child's play. So I want to start with Alfonso.
Okay. Well, as I told you, it was a surprise for me, to be nominated as a PMI fellow. In my career, I always been dedicated to project management. So first of all, only as a project manager and program manager, and then as a consultant, trainer, and so on. But all the time, I tried to contribute because I can still remember that in 1992, I visited the US first time and I attended my first PMI Congress, and I was, really surprised. So my eyes was, like big circles and my smile was growing because, oh my goodness, what amount of people, with many things to share, what great amount of knowledge I can take from here, so I need to join this association. And I was, seeing the good organization that they had and the type of things that I could learn. And I was, trying to contage in a positive way to the organization in which I was working, first of all in digital, next at HP, Hewlett-Packard during many years, and so on and so forth. So I started to contribute as a volunteer because I said, well, what is the way in which I can share things and with anybody else, and how can I learn from each other? So I was starting to attend to the leadership meetings. So the leadership meeting were a great way for learning to me and also for networking, because I think one of the principles that any project manager needs to remind is that networking is very good. Networking is very important for any project manager because it's the only way to establish contacts. I will say that if I were not part of the network with the tools like LinkedIn and other technical tools, but we are talking about not technical tools. We are talking about keeping in touch with people, establishing connections, and phoning people from time to time, this type of thing. So this is the type of behavior that I try to transmit and and share with my colleagues. And I was obviously working during many years as volunteers, and I think this is my way was intrinsically not thinking about being nominated or being recognized as a PMI fellow. My purpose was just to contribute. Alfonso, how can you contribute? For instance, let me give you an example. My English is still poor. Obviously now it's much better than before, than in the past. But my English was not good that time in 1991, 1992. But one of the things that added value to myself was, getting practice English best practices and knowing from each other. I was working for a multinational company, this type of thing. So it was a mix of curiosity and passion and enthusiasm in order to move forward and to help people, right? And finally, after several years as a volunteer, probably 14 or 15 years, I was nominated as a PMI fellow, and it was it's like Fred said, I was surprised, and he said, well, probably there are much more professionals that need to be recognized before myself, but I was lucky. So for me, it has been an honor, never expected. I'm trying to be a humble guy. So some people sometimes criticize me in terms of Alfonso, don't say that you cannot do this and so on. You have a lot of experience, but I am getting my face red when people are trying to say good things about me. So things about the others. This is my message. Things about how to help others, how to share things with your colleagues in PMI. You can learn. One of the sentences that I practice every day is, you could be my teacher. Anyone could be my teacher, okay? Fred can be my teacher, Thomas could be my teacher, Walter could be my teacher. And if you are focused on those details, you can, learn a lot. So it's a mix of learning, enthusiasm, passion, and persistence, right, in my career. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very, 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 very much. Walter, you're back.
Yeah.
Your network.
Yes, I hope that the connection will be better than before. Thank you.
So,
yes.
so how did you become a PMI fellow?
Yeah, thank you, Lambert. But what I can say is that, as you know, very often in the life of a person, the success depends upon the good fortune to meet the right people at the right time. And this is my case. And I can say that without the lucky encounters with the three people, I couldn't have become a PMI fellow. Let me explain why I'm saying that. The first person, the first lucky encounter was Carlo Notari, the former president of the Northern Italy chapter. In 2006, I was the vice president of the chapter. And one day, Carlo asked me a question. He said, I do believe that project management is not simply a technical discipline, it's something more. It's a universal language for thinking and doing. And so our mission is to spread this language in the society. And the best place to start is the primary school. Carlo knew that my wife was a primary school teacher. And so he told me, please try to apply the project management best practices in the primary school. And I started this experience, and it was for me a completely discover something that I couldn't expect. A complete surprise. 2 years after, in 2008, I had the opportunity to present my experience and the results of the experiments of Italian schools. In Italy, we developed a project management kit, a toolkit for developing projects in a class of people from 6 to 10 years old. And so I had the opportunity to present this experience at the PMI EMEA Congress in Malta. And that's where I had my second encounter with Diane Fromm, a representative of the PMI EF. Diane was enthusiastic about the kit, the project management kit, and thanks to the contacts with all the chapters all over the world, she promoted the use of the kit and the translations in many languages. And today you can find the kit in the PMI EF website. And today this asset is the most translated asset of the PMIF. Is available in 15 languages, including Chinese, Japanese, and including the Swahili, that is a language quite popular in the African continent. A few years ago, I developed a project in collaboration with a Congolese NGO. And so I had the possibility to translate and to apply the kit in the African continent. And so thanks to Diane, I conquer a high visibility in the PMI network at global level. And that's where I had my third lucky encounter. And the person, in this case, my lucky meeting was with the person that is here with us, is Alfonso Bucero. Alfonso suggested me to run for the PMI Distinguished Award in 2014, and I obtained this award. And 2 years after, he was my lead nominator for the PMI Fellow Award. And so in conclusion, without the intuition, without the generosity, without the leadership of Carlo, of Diane, and of Alfonso, I couldn't have been here today. This is the truth, nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. And thanks goodness that the network did not disappoint this time. So back to Fred. How did you become a PMI fellow?
by volunteering and being volunteered. I was very active from my first start in PMI in 1978. I started seeing immediately the value in terms of what I could learn from others. And when people saw that I was interested and that I was pushing things forward, they asked me to do more. You get involved in your local chapter and you lead your local chapter through its challenges. I mean, when we started out in Pittsburgh, we were lucky to have 10 people sitting around a table. Now it's close to 1,800 people. But things have grown a lot in the 40-some years. And what happens is that you get involved and you make a decision that if I'm going to be involved in this, I'm going to do a good job and I'm going to do what I'm asked to do. I'm going to do it at the time that it's needed. And then you move forward. And it's constant learning. You know, as we just heard, it's the ability to meet people that you can learn from. And then also, how do you reciprocate? How do you help others that have a need? Mm-hmm. Be it, you know, involved in that, and you get involved in chapter activities, and then you go into regional activities. And going to the annual meetings of the chapter presidents, before we had the current structures that we have right now. This is like 4 structures previous, back in the, you know, early 1980s, late 1970s. And you getting involved and you see the evolution and the growth, but you constantly are learning. And you're asked to do more. And I'm a believer in volunteering. I think volunteering is the heart and soul of PMI. PMI doesn't rely upon great organizational structure. It relies upon the individual knowledge and the power and the passion of the individual member and the certificate holders, and particularly the volunteers. And through that, you get more assignments. And I think some of the things I did was like the 1992 annual meeting, I was the project manager for. That meant for 4 years before that, I went to every board of directors meeting to pitch Pittsburgh and to report on what we were doing and to learn what PMI was doing, what others were going through. And PMI at that time, we didn't have executive staff. I mean, the PMI offices were in the living room of Jim Snyder outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But it relied upon individuals and individuals volunteering. At that time, PMI was going through some challenges financially. So not being a normally smiling person, and some people have called me many names, most of which are accurate, I learned how to say no in managing the annual meeting. How did I control costs? How did I put the focus on the member attendee? How did we basically get the best deliverable? How did I recruit a very, very great team underneath me, including Gene Bounds, who's now also a PMI fellow, included Dave Cleland, included many, many other people, Brian Fletcher, and throughout a wide range of geographical locations, but they contributed. How did we basically, in 1992, respond to the increased needs of the information technology programs? I mean, struggling and going to find bigger rooms because we thought there might be 40 or 50 people based on all the information and guides we got. We were getting 125, 150 people showing up for this something called information technology. And we were able to respond to that. And it's that focus and that dedication to helping others. And next thing I know is, as I've said earlier, you get contacted, and in this case, it was like Ken Hartley, who'd been a chairman of PMI on a couple of occasions, and he's also a fellow and one of the best people I've ever met. He says, "Fred, doing this." I said, "No, Ken, can't do it. No, I'm sorry. I'm not smart enough. I'm not qualified." He told me to shut up and say thank you and give me the following information. But what it meant was, one, you never go after it. You are awarded it because of what you've done for others. And as the other speakers have said, it's not an inward focus, it's an external focus. That's how you get involved. And I think it's recognized because, you know, I was asked to run for the board of directors. I thought, oh, okay, if that's really what you want. I wasn't successful the first time, and then I was asked to do it again. And I was elected to the board of directors. And what happens is you increase the ability to serve more people. And then even after I was no longer a director, you asked to do more, like Thomas Valenta asked me to assist on the PMI ethics modernization project, hugely important to me. But you respond to requests and you try to do your best to do it, and you continue to help people. You have to have a focus external to yourself at all times. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Fred. Just to add, this is equally an information session. For most of us that are here that are PMI members, please go to VRMS and set up your profile. Fred said a lot about volunteering, mentioned chapters, mentioned a lot of things. It's not only chapters. PMI is a volunteering organization. It is being propelled by volunteers, even though there are paid staff. But can you imagine all the standards, all the products, everything we have in PMI, they are developed and they are being developed by volunteers. So once you set up your VRMS profile, you'll be getting notification of like terms of the kind of things you want to volunteer for. So this is just an information so that we don't think that because you are not involved in the chapter, of course you should get involved in the chapter, but in case if you are not involved in the chapter, pending when you get involved with the chapter, in terms of volunteering, there are so many things you can do for PMI. And good things happen. We used to have that slogan, good things happen when you get involved with PMI. So I will go to the third question. And this time around, I will start. I'll say one Fred to talk more on what are you doing after you become a PMI fellow?
You do a lot more. you have a sense of obligation.
Yeah.
And people, in my case, they think you're smarter than you actually are, but then you surprise them by hanging around with smarter people, and it grows. It grows significantly. You continue to be focused. The thing about being a fellow is it's not a one-time shot. It's not, oh, what did you do for this 10-year period? No, it's what have you continuously done? And that is also an active verb. What are you doing? I've continued to help wherever I've had an opportunity. I'm very, very pleased to see through, Walter's efforts on children. I'm helping apply that to my local community, to the after-school programs for children, through how do you make things better? How do you help local organizations? And you sit there and you see, like, hey, people paid me good money to help major corporations and federal government to do all this. And then you see the same needs are there for people who really need it in the community. And mentoring, I'm currently, I'm supporting the mentoring of people in our local chapter, but I'm also dealing with people further away from the local chapter who have asked. I'm also helping on the Educational Foundation's program on a competition in terms of judging things. And that it's recognizing and applying yourself where you know you can do the work, but you also have to set priorities. And part of that is something I learned from Brantley Underhill 20 some years ago. Don't volunteer to do something unless you have the time to do it and do it right. Nobody, you know, wants to go do it. And now it's just a matter of continuously implementing that. It's helping where you have the ability, and it's also helping by connecting people. That you know people who are very, very good at something, and then you meet somebody that's needing that assistance. And for me, I've been very successful in putting people together to solve their needs. And it's something that I think that in terms of what do you do once you are a fellow, you continue. You know, that's how I view it. I mean, it's a priority, and it's something I am dedicated to. And I'm spending the majority of my time right now on PMI related matters, but helping wherever you can. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Walter, could you please put in your own perspective and what you are doing?
What I'm doing, as Fred said, I'm trying to do more. After my fellow award in 2016, I've been providing my volunteering at global level with a very clear goal in my mind, to promote the construction of a bridge between project management and education, which means a bridge between project management practitioners and school teachers. This is the goal and the objective where I am spending my best energy. And after the PMI Fellow Award in 2017, I joined the PMI Educational Foundation Board for 3 years until 2019. And I had the possibility to get in touch with many chapters, with many volunteers, with many passionate people. And I had the possibility to understand the potentiality, the extraordinary potentiality of the PMI as a promoter of the project culture all over the world. As you know, the key statement of the new CEO of the PMI, Sunil Prashara, is that the PMI's mission is to spread the project culture to a target population of 575 people. I am 68, so I'd like to extend this period of time. This is something that I want to change in 575. This is my only complaint. But I fully agree with this message. And so what I'm trying to do now is to act as a sort of PMI ambassador who is committed to make project management indispensable, not only for business results, but also for the new generations. And after a period of involvement at global level, now I am coming back and spending my energy also in Italy, because my country needs this kind of effort. And so I recently joined a scientific committee of an Italian foundation that is involved in educational programs. So I'd like to send a message to the people that are attending, to the African people that are attending this webinar. A former Ministry of Education of the United States, Richard Riley, stated that we are currently preparing students for jobs that don't yet exist in order to solve problems we don't even know are problems. So we are in a very uncertain period. And so what we can do for the future generation is to provide them of tools for thinking and doing. And the project management, in my opinion, is the best set of tools for thinking and doing. And we know that Africa represents the youngest continent with the highest potentiality. And so my recommendation to the attendees is to spend their best energies to to promote the growth of the country and to make the people, all the people, no matter the age, all the people familiar with the project management language. Because believe me, project management is not a discipline, a technical discipline. This is not enough. It's something more, it's a language. And with the language, you can change the world, you can change the people's mind, you can do everything. And I think that you in Africa, you have so much and a huge opportunity to use this language in a very uncertain world. This is your great mission. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We are learning some things today. From Fred, we learned do not volunteer except you have the time, because it's for societal good. Now, from Walter, we are hearing again that project management is a language.
Yep.
Yes, before we leave here today, we will really know that we shook hands with PMI fellows. Okay, Alfonso, over to you. What are you doing after you become a PMI fellow?
Thank you, thank you. I am also continue as a contributor, as my colleagues and friends, and I try to contribute internationally, globally, and also locally, because I think more than ever, chapters and associations need us as project managers and also as leaders, trying to inspire people, and in terms of they are not alone. So I have lived, for instance, in my particular case, 20 year very hard, because one close relative of mine, my daughter-in-law, passed away because the COVID, right? And you can imagine the situation at home, right? Trying to manage a business with this type of disaster and so on. So I need to thank all the PMI fellows and all my PMI friends about not feeling alone. It is very important. So just for not feeling alone, my advice would be, I think has been mentioned by my colleagues here, that is, maintaining your network, maintaining the spirit of you need to contribute. We are privileged people in terms of being a project manager. I do not consider as a champion. I am considered as a contributor, a small ant that is walking to the ant house, right, in order to contribute and carrying out some food to the ant house. What I mean is just we can do much more than what we really believe. It is one of the things, or one of the aspects that I am trying to share with people. Here in Spain, for instance, chapter needs some activities. I am trying to encourage people and establishing and creating some dialogues that as we are trying to do here, something like panels among 2 people or 3 people discussing things and maintaining the spirit alive in terms of project management. I am in contact with South America with some people in order to establish some conversations in terms of, okay, Alfonso, would you be interested in, in sharing your thoughts about a particular subject in project management for our organization or for our chapter? And I always said yes. So this is one of the things that is in the spirit of every fellow. Correct me, Fred and Walter, if you don't believe that. Is just being a little bit Mr. Yes, in terms of when you have been invited to talk in front of the people, when you have been invited to help for anything, when anybody is inviting you to take the initiative or starting up a new project or a new program or whatever. This is the feeling, right? This is the emotion in my heart, right? So this is the thing I always say that you need to believe in. If you are not believing in your project, you will not be able to sell it. Let me give you an example, very brief. It's a Spanish joke. Can I tell a joke?
Yeah,
Sure.
Sure. So this is a joke that is, employed by myself in many talks, and it's as follows. Let's imagine a gypsy man who wants to sell a horse to a Spanish man. And the gypsy man says, I want to sell you a horse. Oh, no, answered the Spanish man. I don't need a horse. Oh, yes, You need a horse. This horse is wonderful. This horse is getting up very early in the morning, preparing all the breakfast for the family, you know, picking your children up to the school. When you are coming back in the evening, this horse has done everything. He went to the supermarket and so on. Everything is done. It's perfect. Please buy it. So the Spanish man say, well, I don't believe you, Jesse man, but well, I will be giving to you, you know, the confidence, and I believe in you. So I'll buy the horse. So the man buy the horse, and 2 months later they are meeting each other. And the Spanish man say to the Gypsy man, you know, Gypsy man, this horse is not doing nothing. This horse is, you know, picking up my children. It's awakening my neighbors during the night. I don't want it. Please go away with the horse. And the Gypsy man look at the Spanish man and say, you know, Spanish man, continue talking about your horse in that way, and you will not be able to sell it again. So this is the thing, is that if you are believing in project management, I am confessed that I am a real project manager believer, you can sell it. So this is our, as Fred said before, it is our obligation to continue to move forward, because we can contribute. And well, if you have enough strength, you know, mentally and physically to continue, please continue. This is my message. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Alfonso. Please, to the audience, if you have questions, please type it in the chat room. Let me scroll through. I can see one. There's a question. Even though Thomas, one of the PMI fellows at the background, tried to answer it, but I'll still ask the questions to see if we can get response from any of the panelists. Lily Mato is asking, how many PMI fellows from Africa?
Yes.
And have there been anyone, just like a question?
Yeah, I've just answered through the chat to this question. Unfortunately, so far, there are no PMI fellows from Africa, but this is a good reason to fill this gap. Now the people have a good reason to fill this gap. I don't know how many. I think that we have so far 6 or 7, for maybe 7 or 8 fellows from Europe. But I don't know how many fellows come from the other continent. So this is my answer.
Mm-hmm.
Any other response from any other fellow on the question?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. No. Right. Sorry. I made a mistake, and thanks to Munina for the message. Yes. Because yes, one of the fellow is what's the name? Zaytun, Al Zaytun.
Yes. Al Zaytun.
Yes. And he comes from Egypt. So sorry for my geography. I didn't study geography very well. So Egypt is close to the Mediterranean Sea, so I don't see Egypt as part of Africa. But this is not true. So
yeah. What are you?
We have one fellow from Africa now. Yes.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
You may not be totally wrong, because if you go by regionalization, the structuring of regions by PMI, Egypt is not in PMI Africa.
Yeah, it's Middle East.
Middle East. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
but in any case, my geography is not so good. This is something that I must admit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, any other response? Then we are still waiting for questions. If you have any, please feel free to ask. Feel free. Then Alfonso, to add anything to the last question?
Yeah, I would like to add one thing that is I consider is important. I think my colleagues were also mentioning. The thing is, the idea or the philosophy is just please do not think to become a fellow. please think about being a contributor, a continuous contributor. Believe in your profession and trying to infect positively of enthusiasm to the people and do facts and, getting invited. If people are not inviting you, call them, establish the links and trying to share. I am really blessed of having friends, project management friends over the world. United States, Italy, France, Switzerland, Belgium, Africa, and many places, in many places. And this is because, I think I always said that my profession is, I don't have any profession. I have a hobby, right? So project management is like a hobby for me. It is because you really enjoy it, So this is one of the questions that a good project manager, in my point of view, need to ask himself or herself is, do you enjoy your work? Do you enjoy being a project manager? Do you want to contribute and to help people? So please do not think to be recognized. Think about, contributing and adding value to anybody else. This is my message. Thank you.
Thank you. And of course, once you contribute to society, you'll be recognized. I need to chip in here on what happens in Nigeria with other professional associations. It's quite different from PMI. In other chartered professions in Nigeria, you find out becoming a fellow, of course, you contribute to the profession, but at some point in time, you have to apply and then pay the fees for being a fellow. But PMI is totally different. It's a global organization that is anchored on volunteering. PMI is not looking for your money. It's not looking for, the only thing is do the best to serve your society. In volunteering, it's about societal good, it's about social good. And once you do that consistently, serving the profession, volunteering through the chapter, through all the hallmark of products we have, you will get recognized.
Yep.
Yes,
so, yeah. So let me check the chat room before I throw one other question I'm reserving to see whether we have any other question. Okay, what is one of your greatest challenges as a PM? Well, somebody is asking this. The fellows, do you want to? Yeah, of course, you have been a PM over the years, over the decades. So now that you are a PMI fellow, we know you, you are revered, you are most honored. So what is one of your greatest challenges?
I really believe that we need to be adaptable and being able to adapt to the change, to continue change, continuous uncertainty that we are living. Obviously, the technology changes and all the type of things. So we are living another paradigm shift in those years because the COVID and because, the crisis and financial situation and so on. And now I think I would say that, in my opinion, the most important, one of the most important skills of a good project manager is being a good communicator, right? So now we need to use the technology as we are doing right now, communicating and using some tools and so on. But the thing is just trying to inspire and to equip people with the need of communication, the need of interaction, because without interaction and communication, contribution is not possible. And before the pandemic was easier to travel, or not very difficult to travel. I was traveling a lot, and now stopping my traveling, I need to keep in touch with the people, right? So I think it's one of the real challenges, right? Because change management skills and flexibility are very, very important. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other person want to contribute?
If I can add to what Alfonso just stated, I learned, at least I believe I learned, early on that one of the things about PMI is that we have technology all around us. When I started with PMI, it was very heavily centered towards engineering and construction. And we had a very, very strong pharmaceutical group. And then things continued to grow when people realized you can apply project management to any industry, any discipline. Personally, I realized that when I was managing engineers, that was really no different than when I had to manage IT specialists. Their core beings are almost the same, but what it reinforced to me is that project management is all about people. The heart, it's people. So whether we, the classic argument in some of my groups is that what's the most important thing about project management? Is it communications? I say, no, it's not communications, it's leadership, because to be a good leader, you have to communicate well. And it can back and forth, it doesn't matter. What does matter is the acknowledgement and the understanding in all its simplicity as well as all its complexity that you're dealing with people. And how do you get people to work together to achieve a goal?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's not easy. It constantly requires refinement, and it constantly requires you to consider how to do things better. The technologies that are available to us in communications now are great. I mean, it's beyond that. I wish I had the time to learn how to use these things. However, what I have realized is you have to go back to the very, very basic issues of I am dealing with people and understand the broad range of what that means. And then do your best using the PMI principles, using all your other knowledge and adjusting your character in some cases. That you don't have to like everybody that you're dealing with, but you should be in a situation of mutual respect and understanding. And understanding at times is very difficult, but it's also reality, because I want to go back to what I said. You're dealing with people and you're dealing with groups of people that you need to have them work together to achieve a goal. And then you move on. And then by doing that, you can incrementally improve everything. Like when I went to the PMI annual meetings and all the other regional meetings and whatnot, I didn't go and sit with the people that I worked in the same industry. I went and I sat with people working in other industries and other types of work because of what I could learn from them. And then I realized what they wanted to know. How did you achieve success on X? And I explained that. Well, tell me a little bit more. So you get into that. And it's a people thing, whether it's in a group meeting or a small project meeting. It's all about people. At least that's how I see. To me, it's the number one area of benefit. It's the number one area of concern, and it's the number one challenge, because we're all unique and we have to recognize that, but we also know that we need to work together to achieve better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's a question on the chat room. Generally, is it easy for someone in academic to become a PMI fellow?
We have a huge amount of fellows that have very, very strong academic backgrounds.
Mhm. Yep.
And it's very easy to say, what do they bring to the table? But for me, it's very easy to respond. They bring a lot. They bring the benefits of their knowledge, of their research, that then we individually can go to the academics, quote unquote. But if you really look at most academics, what you'll find is actual pragmatic doers that happen to be in academia, that happen to teach. And I'm saying that because my father was a professor, but he was a professor later in his career. And he built that and the value of what he was able to do in colleges and universities upon his previous work, as we would call them practitioners now. You know, and it doesn't matter whether you're, you know, young or older, it's all about delivering to other people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Somebody asked a question, and I think Thomas responded to that in the chat. Processes. Please, processes addressing.
I don't know where you get fluff. All we got was damn ice. I told her.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and ask the next question. What can a volunteer do to become more visible and potentially to maybe be recognized by
I haven't seen any robins. Doves are here.
And to be nominated?
The woodpeckers are here. The blue jays are here. The redbirds are here. My squirrel came back yesterday.
There is someone who is speaking.
Yeah, there is. I have some
You
noise.
need to, yes, to mute.
We are in good shape.
Sorry, Lambert, I didn't catch your question. Are you asking what can a volunteer to do to become more visible? This is the question.
Yeah, to
Okay.
attract his nomination, maybe probable nomination.
As Alfonso stated before, the PMI fellowship is not can be a destination, but it's not the reason why you are doing something. This is something that you do because is your passion, your interest, your curiosity, your you are needed to become a better professional. So I know that in the chapter there are many opportunities to share experience and to collaborate with others. And as you said, through the VRMS, the PMI offers so many possibilities to be a protagonist, to be a contributor to the PMI network. What I can do is the most important thing is included in the statement, acting locally and thinking globally. So the ability of doing something, but thinking on a larger scale, thinking that what you are doing in your country can be exploited and capitalized in other countries, in other contexts. And so what can I do? Volunteers do to become more visible? I think that there are two main capabilities. One is the curiosity of learning something new every day through the constant search of good people, of masters of thought, of beautiful minds that can inspire you. I had the good fortune to meet these kind of people. I had the good fortune to know Jim Schneider, and when I met Jim Schneider, I changed completely my mindset in project management because it was a sort of new discovery. So it's important to look for people that can help you and inspire you. And the second capability is the generosity. The generosity means to share your knowledge without asking for anything in return. Don't forget that if you exchange a coin with someone else, you don't gain anything. But if you change a knowledge, you double your capital. So every time you exchange your knowledge with someone else, you double your capital. And this is the best way that you can do for conquering and for being more recognized, respected by the people around you, to be more recognized within the PMI community. And at the end of this journey, you can find possibly the destination of becoming a PMI fellow. But the most exciting part, you know, is the journey, not the destination. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Walter. Fred, do you have anything to add to this?
You are on mute. You are on.
One of the advantages that I believe that our PMI Nigeria chapter has is it's really, I look at it twofold. One,
Yeah.
you're in a time and a location of tremendous growth.
Fred said, oh,
I recently was reading a major analysis of the Nigerian economy and how last quarter it grew,
well, I just,
although the expert forecasters, the economists, thought it would slightly retract.
he's not going to say, you know,
Well, having had a degree in economics, I wasn't surprised that the economists were wrong. But what I did see was not only was the economy growing, but all of the other factors, it was where it was growing. It was growing outside of the oil industry, and it was growing based upon a continued and increased growth of knowledgeable professionals. And I think when you have that coupled with PMI Global, PMI headquarters, based upon the directions of the board of directors and the leadership of our president and CEO and his key staff and our, vice president of global, we are putting a tremendous investment into Africa. And I'm saying, take advantage of that. I'm saying, look about you and see where you can get involved and where you can participate. Where can you continue to add value? Where can you learn? Where can you share? And I would say that is a tremendous thing. You're in a growth economy. You're in a growth organization. You're in an organization that wants you to be involved, that is encouraging you to be involved, and will support your involvement. And that's something that I think that, one, I'm very proud of. And I think that you can take total benefits out of that. But it's up to you individually. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. If we look at our time, we can see that it's fast spent. And honestly, I feel like this can continue and continue endlessly. There's a question on the chat box, but I don't think we may be able to address that. One of us, in the name of Andrew Oshowe, is working
I'm thinking Friday will be the
as
day.
a director with a rural-based NGO, and he's asking, like, this is working on a development project to promote UN SDG in rural Nigeria. What do you think he can do significantly? Alfonso, I have seen you in Nigeria, so if you can just give it so that we round up with that.
4 hours he was starting to feel it.
Well, I think I will be concentrated in the message that Fred was saying with the audience, right? Because the thing is just something like a contribution is very, very important. Not thinking about yourself, thinking about how you are adding value to the rest of the people and how you are helping, for instance, the NGO to achieve better results, to add value to more people, to be expanded, how to spread out the profession more and more. It is one of the things, one of the most important, tasks of ourselves. So the thing is just that you don't need to be focused on how to become a PMI fellow. be focused on volunteering, be focused on giving, because when you are giving, some people, for instance, in Spain, when you are giving something, and most of the people are, expecting to take something. And it is not exactly to take something financially or, in terms of money, in terms of, professional or financial value or whatever, right? But the thing is that if you are giving, the thing is that you need to be very, very persistent on that. But finally, you will be getting something that sometimes is intangible, that maybe, for instance, a recognition of the people, respect, good reputation, and professionalism, right? So the thing is just, I think it is something like you are seeding, the flowers for the future, but in a natural way. You are not looking for being recognized. You need to be look for have a beautiful garden, plenty of flowers with all the colors and all the birds over there. I don't know if I was answering your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. Our time is spent. Thank you very much for staying till the end of this question. If you have further questions, please feel free to engage the PMI fellows further. They have posted their LinkedIn profile. They are open, they are humble.
Okay, you take care.
And they are willing to help. So please feel free. I think EC, please take over so that we round up. Is EC on the floor? Somebody from PMI Nigeria chapter.
Yes, I was trying to unmute myself. Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi. And thank you very much to our PMI fellows. So, I've been saying we should all just clap. So again, I'd just like you also please put your hands together for the fellows. If you had a good time listening to them, if you didn't, then don't put your hands together then.
Yeah. I would like to ask for an applause to the organizer, because I think it's that type of leadership is really showing us the spirit of PMI. So
well done. Bravo. Bravo, Italian.
Thank you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. We hope to invite you again to one of our events, and we hope that you would honor the invitation, right? Will you honor the invitation? Okay. All right then. So did you have a good time, everyone? If you did, please can you just leave like a message in the chat room, because they're online and they can see the chat room as well. So could you just leave them a message? Okay. Thank you all. All right, thank you all. Thank you all. Ibuko, yes, there's a WhatsApp group, Ibuko. And please just you could send me a private message, or you could do an email to info. Okay, let me just leave the email address in the chat room. info@pmininegeria.org. The WhatsApp group is for chapter members, so please be sure that your membership is valid before you send us that message, please. Anyways, so thank you all so much for your time. It was indeed an excellent and rewarding evening. And I hope that our PMI fellows also had a good time chatting with us Nigerians. And then we also had visitors from, I think I saw Zimbabwe, I saw Brazil as well, I saw US. So thank you all. Yes. So thank you all for joining us. We hope that when we also send out another invitation, you will join us again. I mean, the visitors, I hope that you would also join us again for meetings. All righty. So thank you all, and have a good evening. There is, so if you registered for the event, obviously you get your PDUs, it'll be reported. And so we'll do that within a week. Yeah. All right then, so have a beautiful
president give
yes, I'm sorry. Yes, and this is the first time our presidents will be joining us. So yes, so Paul Omugbe, some of you may know, but I know that at least all chapter members are aware that there's been a new, there's been a, let's call it a change in leadership. So the previous president was Dr. Lambert, and then we have a new president, Mr. Paul Omugbe, and he's here with us. And so I'm sure he probably has one or two things to say, and then we call it an evening.
Thank you very much, Izzy. Thank you, Lambert. And thank you to the PMI Fellows. This is a very exciting event, and definitely we'll have more of these events coming up in other months. So I'm glad we had over 70 participants, and it's exciting. So it's rewarding to hear from you guys who are PMI Fellows. Hopefully we'll get more, we'll have fellows from Nigeria, from Africa very soon. So it's exciting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
One more acknowledgement. We have a PMI board member here.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I just saw him now.
I'm sure that Ike will probably take a cane and beat me.
Okay, hold on. Let me unmute him. He can say something.
Yes. Ike, so please, can you say something to us?
Yes.
I was harassing him. No.
I'm actually purely a participant today here, listening to what's going on. So, and a member of the Nigeria chapter. So, very good meeting, very good discussions, and I'm happy to be here. As we're acknowledging, I also like to acknowledge my previous board members, because I can see Jennifer's face there, and just to make a note of that. And there are probably others, but in my particular screen, I'm there. So, very good meeting. Thank you, Nigeria chapter. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I was also scrolling, and I think I saw, I don't know if she's still here. I saw Rosemary.
Okay.
Yeah, so
see.
Rosemary also was, let me see. I
think she's not on the call anymore.
Okay, all right. And then I also saw Abubakar at one time. I don't know if he's still here. Okay, so just let you all know that we see you. Thank you all so much for your time. It was really good spending this evening with you. And a big thank you to the PMI Fellows for your time as well. And then we hope to engage with you very soon in the near future. So have a good evening, and yeah, bye. And stay safe. Corona is still out there.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Do we? Okay. Oh, we were supposed to take a picture. Oh God.
Ciao Alfonso. Ciao Fred.
Ciao.
Goodbye.
Ciao Izzy.
How do you say bye in Italy? How do you say bye-bye?
Ciao.
Oh, okay. All right. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. The link was shared, right? The other link. So we'll see on the other side. Okay.